two incredible friends and real estate professionals that we absolutely adore. We know they rock the house. We have been to their training seminars. We work with them. We're part of networking groups with them. We know how accountable they are and how professional they are. And we want to thank, again, having Myra Santana with Sunrise Dream Realty with us today.
Thank you very much, Don. I cannot wait to share all of our knowledge to the listeners.
Very cool. And we have Laura Dietz with Summit Realty in the house with us today.
And we're very excited to be here and talk about some opportunities for homeowners.
There you go. So they're talking to you because everybody, if they don't own a home, they want to own a home and they want to get the best opportunity they can. So you guys are probably asking right now, you want to know, what is a HUD home? H-U-D, just like it sounds. I think Myra can help us explain what a HUD home is.
Definitely. HUD, it stands for Department of Housing and Urban Development. And a HUD property is a property acquired by a HUD as a result of a foreclosure action on an FHA insured mortgage. So what that means is that at one point a buyer applied for a loan, FHA, and they defaulted. They didn't make the payments, and the property was taken back by the bank. FHA insurance paid the claim, and the property went back to HUD, and HUD go ahead and resells the property back.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, okay, so basically it's an FHA foreclosure, basically. Yes. And that's why it's Housing or Urban Development, which is FHA. It's basically their property that goes back on the market. Now, I want to clarify because there's always a misnomer with this, and I know you guys can clarify this. Laura, I'll let you. Because I want to clarify one thing, though. People think because it's a HUD home, they think these are distressed properties, meaning there's a problem with the properties. I have seen these properties. They are phenomenal, and more are becoming available.
Well, HUD is not low-income housing. They're not distressed with the weeds up to your neck. They're beautiful homes. We've had some in Burbank, Shadow Hills with a view of the whole panoramic city. Myra has one right now with Ocean View and Ventura. They're quality homes. And what makes it so exciting for us, having a background as an auctioneer and a foreclosure specialist.
And don't speak too fast.
Oh, sorry.
No, just kidding.
I talk with my hands.
And sold.
Is that HUD has a mission, and that's home ownership. I'm so tired of seeing investors beat out our home buyers. Mm-hmm. HUD is motivated. Our home buyers have the first 30 days to purchase a home.
Okay, clarify that again, because that's important right now, because I know a lot of our clients that we pre-approve for a home are just as frustrated because investors are beating them out.
Investors beat everybody out every day. And, you know, let's face it, let's go back to the real estate market, the plateau. It's home ownership. It's not a way to get rich on someone else's misery. It breaks my heart to see a family lose their home and an investor jumping for joy out in front. That's wrong. HUD has a different motto, and they really they adhere to it. It's home ownership, and homeowners have to occupy that property, and we do everything possible to make sure they have every opportunity to have their offers considered in purchasing their home. And you're able to go into a neighborhood you maybe never were able to because we have FHA financing with the HUDs. We have the 203K and renovation, which Cherry Creek Mortgage does a phenomenal job of doing. We're able to put our families into home. It doesn't get any better than that. We actually stabilize the neighborhood. And that's a big deal for us. And Myra can implement
Yes, and I'd like to add something. It doesn't matter if the investor is buying cash. HUD will not look at the type of financing, cash, conventional. They will give a priority bidding to the owner occupants for the first 30 days of the listing, which is awesome.
This is one of the few advantages, actually, a homeowner has above investor. We're talking investors that buy up thousands of homes, and you have a difficult time getting these homes from the investor because they come in with cash, and of course the buyer or a bank goes, I'll take cash now. Well, this is an opportunity brought to us by Myra Santana with Sunrise Dream Realty and Laura Dietz with Summit Realty. These two have teamed up together to provide the dream of actual home ownership, not just home purchasing, but home ownership.
And I want to go ahead and elaborate on that right now, because if you haven't been in the home market for the last 2 or 3 months, an FHA loan right now, it is so difficult to get your offer accepted. so challenging if you're a buyer with an FHA finance right now, very difficult to get your offer accepted when there's 10 offers, 15 offers on a property, and some of those have 30% down, 40% down, and here you come with 3.5% down with a loan that is misconstrued as totally misconstrued as a more difficult loan to close. It's actually an easier loan to close, but they've got a stigma from 20. Sure. Yeah, but 20, 25 years ago it wasn't, and that stigma has stuck, even though we've tried to get rid of it. But the reality is that HUD will prefer an FHA loan. So if you're out there shopping with an FHA loan, give us a call, and we'll make sure you have an opportunity at one of these homes at 855-DON-GINO.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
But the nicest thing about having the FHA with HUD is you get a free appraisal, you get termite work, you get lead-based paint, and some buyer's closing costs, or some closing costs figured into it.
You get lead-based paint?
Mm-hmm. You get
like a classic? I could get a bucket of it?
You get a ton of it. You get the lead-based paint report and stabilization up to $4,000.
Sorry,
I owe you on that.
Had to pick on you for that one. It was fun.
Where else can you do that? And they actually prefer FHA financing.
Well, that's what I mean. It's just a fantastic opportunity. And what I'm hearing from what you talked about a couple of minutes ago is, I remember when Myra came on the show about a year ago, and it was Lancaster and Green Valley and who knows where, but it wasn't near us. So that's what the disadvantage was at the time. But now we have them local, as you said, Burbank, Shadow Hills. I think, Myra, you said we have a couple other local ones?
We have in Glendale, Northridge, Canoga Park. I just got a listing this morning in Simi Valley. Beautiful townhouse, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath for $290. And it's in a beautiful gated community. And the other property I was talking about in Ventura with an ocean view. 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $459.
I told you not to share that with them. I want that one first.
I want the owner occupants to take advantage of this. They must live in the property.
I'll move to Ventura.
I'll move to Ventura in a heartbeat for an ocean view.
They must live in the property for 12 months, and they cannot buy a second HUD home within 24 months. But it's really great, and the opportunity that FHA buyers have looking at HUD homes is incredible. 99% of the HUD home properties listed on the free website, which we're going to give in the next section, they're FHA approved. They already have an FHA appraisal value in place.
Well, that's a big piece of the story right now, because valuation, with property values going up, one of the reasons that sellers don't want to accept FHA offers is because once the appraisal is done, that appraisal is tied to the property for 6 months. So sellers are concerned that if they accept an FHA offer and the appraisal comes in low, they're going to be tied to that appraisal for 6 months. So it's one of the disadvantages to FHA financing in an appreciating market for a seller, and that's why I think this is the hottest opportunity. If you're an owner-occupant looking to buy a home with a small down payment, this is the best opportunity you have.
I have to agree. And we were talking about, like you're talking about appreciation. We are in an appreciating market. We were talking about the hottest markets that appreciate. And we were talking about, of course, the standards that really took a hit were Florida's and Phoenix and all those areas. But we were talking about North Dakota, and one of our listeners just typed in, and we were like, why North Dakota? And they actually clarified. Just so you know, you're probably wondering, too, out there going, why was North Dakota? But it's basically oil. Yeah, there's a lot of jobs and a lot of housing going on there because of energy.
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting, too, because they also mentioned Bakersfield is growing because of the same reason. And I just drove back from
you drove
Monterey.
Through Bakersfield.
Yeah, I drove back from Monterey. Okay, this is the most important thing you'll hear today. Do not take the 41 and 46. Just don't do it. So my wife, the kids, and my mother-in-law and I drove through the 41 and 46. So it's about 2 hours in the dark
of nothing.
And I mean nothing. So I was like, if I need gas, we have a problem. If I break down, we have a problem. If something runs across the road, we have a problem. So I spent a couple hours saying, we have a problem.
But we go to the 46 to get the Paso Robles to go wine tasting, though. It's okay.
I guess if you go in the morning, it's probably absolutely gorgeous, but don't do it at night.
Anyways. So we've been sharing with you with Myra Santana with Sunrise Dream Realty and Laura Dietz with Summit Realty about absolutely some of the best real estate opportunities there are. Considering we're a real estate and finance show, that would go to figure that we would share this great information. We appreciate Myra and Laura sharing this information because HUD is definitely misconstrued. The opportunities with HUD are misconstrued. The quality of the property is misconstrued. That there isn't any available, and the advantages that you guys have brought up is huge.
Yeah, and even though the properties are sold as is, they're always secure, safe, and marketable. What that means is that whoever buys the property don't take any liens, any outstanding liens. They have free insurance, title insurance. So it's excellent. If there's any HOA behind dues, HUD pays.
You keep bringing up more and more reasons that a HUD home is awesome.
Yeah, there's a long list of benefits so far.
No doubt about it. And what's really nice is we're going to also share a little bit more about your relationship with PIMCO, one of the largest holders, am I right? One of the largest holders of HUD homes that you guys are fortunate to work with, and there's a reason for that because you are the experts that you are. We have actually been through your training courses. These two actually train other real estate agents on HUD homes and how to sell and purchase HUD homes. So we have the experts in the house. And we're going to share more from these experts about the continued opportunities that are out there with HUD and explain a little bit more about why you should be purchasing a HUD home as a home buyer and not an investor. When we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220,